Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing another television series review for you all, so hopefully you find this one interesting. This series is from Argentina, Spanish language English subs, released in the year 2025, directed by Buenos Aires. This series is called El Eternaut. So El Eternaut is set in the city of Buenos Aires. One evening you have a group of friends in an apartment playing cards, then all of a sudden the city is besieged by mysterious snowfall. So the friends believe that this is very odd because it's in the middle of summer, but what they realise is that the air is very toxic, people are dying, and so they're stuck inside this apartment. They don't know what they're going to do, but they come to the realization that in order to get the answers to the questions that they have, they're going to have to put on some protective gear and go outside and try and find other survivors. So the closer they get to the truth, the more terrifying the situation becomes, and what happens at that point on is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on El Eternaut. I wanted this television series to work for so many reasons. Number one, it has a lot of hype. A lot of people liked it. My wife even really liked it, and we don't necessarily like the same kind of thing. And so when she came up to say to me that it's something that I would really enjoy, I was very interested by what this was going to produce. Number two, Argentina is very dear to me. Those of you who have been with my channel for a long time know this. I'm even wearing an Argentinian shirt doing this review, so I really wanted this to work. And also Ricardo Darín, one of the best actors to ever come out of Argentina, is the star role. And this is also based on a graphic novel, and that graphic novel has a very interesting history, and so I really want to track that graphic novel down, because when you read about it, in the 1970s, a very troubled time for Argentina, it made the TV show very interesting. And so I had my fingers crossed that this is going to be everything that I was expecting. I had high expectations. I know it's very dangerous to do that, but it's impossible not to have high expectations when you see the trailer. It's a very science fiction, mystery kind of horror feel that this trailer gives, and so I was hoping that this was going to be as good as I wanted it to be. And thankfully, after watching El Eternaut, I will say that this is absolutely fantastic, because the director knows what it is to keep the interest flowing. And so that's what you want from a series. If you don't have any interest, then obviously the series is just going to meander out and just fall to pieces. But this is a series that slowly intensifies in its level of suspense, because the mystery is so interesting. And so when you want answers to the questions that are posed to the viewer, that's ultimately what keeps you watching. And after each episode, I thought the enticement to watch the next episode was fantastic. This is very binge-worthy. And so when you get a binge-worthy series, you know that something has gone right. I thought the script worked absolutely fantastically well. I thought Ricardo Darín's character was fantastic. He had a complex story behind him that made him very three-dimensional, and the further he evolves, the more relatable he became, and the more interested I was in actually seeing him get through to the end. And got the group of friends. I thought the group of friends, the chemistry was absolutely fantastic. You don't want any of these guys to get hurt, so that creates a level of fear. When you throw fear into a mystery / horror, you create suspense, and this is where the suspense slowly ratchets up to a point where it becomes unbearable. And after the last episode, I wanted more. It was absolutely thrilling the way that this series concluded, and thankfully this season was not the only season, so it's got a season 2 coming out, and so that's something that I'm really happy with, because the way it left this season, I thought, okay, this definitely has to keep going. And so that is definitely what Buenos Aires does very well. He maintains interest, and he takes you through a very thrilling journey of mystery. And so that mystery creates that sense that everything is not as it seems, and the further that they go into that rabbit hole of the truth, the more complex the situation becomes, and it's just adding layers of interest. Yeah, just when you think that they've exhausted one avenue, they've created another avenue, and that just piles up. And so when you have that level of interest that never really goes away, that's why I felt this series was fantastic. It has very science fiction-y sort of themes to it, and so that's something that I really appreciate. I'm not going to give anything away as to what those themes are and what this series actually reminded me of in previous movies, because that is a spoiler and I don't give spoilers, but I thought it was just a trip down memory lane to all the science fiction films that I liked. And so you have a chemistry between the characters that's fantastic. That interest in the mystery as to what's going on is what captivates you, and so creating all of that, you get a three-dimensional experience, and so that's something that I loved. I thought the set pieces of horror were fantastic, and because, as I said, you have that suspense that you don't want any of these friends getting hurt, it just makes it more intense. So the cinematography is excellent. I thought it was very dreary, and that dreariness that the visuals create is what creates that interest. It creates that mystery. Okay, why has this city been besieged by snow in the middle of summer? There are so many questions, and the director knows that you have those questions, and he's going to slowly answer them. And so it's just layer upon layer upon layer, and it just explodes into a finale that I thought was fantastic. It's going to really please a lot of people. It does start off quite slow, but as I said, it has a very deliberate pacing, and it just captures you, and it doesn't let you go. You're captivated by what's going on because the script is fantastic, the acting is is brilliant, chemistry is there, and as I said, the horror set pieces and the mystery, when it's all revealed, you feel as though you're watching something really, really good. And so that's just a real relief, because I wanted to love it, but I had hesitations that maybe I wasn't going to love it. But yes, I mean, everyone really nailed everything that it takes to make a really, really good experience. And if you are a fan of this style of thing, you know, science fiction themes, then definitely go out there and see Eternaut. I can't wait for season 2. I'm going to give season 1 4.5 stars. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.